Lisa.
Hey, Tammy. Where's Fast?
Is she late again?
Sorry, I got hung up at the office. I was up till 5 a.m. writing my speech. Who am I kidding? I'm almost always late. Good evening. We would like to extend a virtual welcome to all viewers, especially our grads.
We are grateful for the opportunity to be able to celebrate our graduates in such a unique way. We weren't sure what today would look like or what our parameters would be, but we are very thankful to our grad advisors, Ms. Marchant and Mrs. Van Thyn, and to our admin who have worked so hard to make this celebration happen today.
We would also like to thank the grad parents for being patient and persevering through this difficult time. With so many unknowns, and we made it to grad day. And grads, you looked absolutely amazing at the parade.
For those of you who don't know us, we will take a moment to introduce each other. This is Lisa Herman, affectionately referred to as Herman by her students. Ms. Herman teaches high school sciences. She loves to be outdoors, work in her yard, or spend time at the lake. Her distant future plans are to one day operate her own farmer's market somewhere abroad.
This is Tammy Reichert. Mrs. Reichert teaches high school math. In her spare time, she enjoys cooking, being active, and spending time with her family. Mrs. Reichert is also a proud mom as she has a daughter graduating this year.
Hi, Jensen.
And is apparently taking this opportunity to virtually embarrass her daughter one more time. Her future plans are to retire soon from teaching and do some traveling.
And this is Amanda Fast. Miss Fast teaches high school math, English, and phys ed. She loves spending time with family, and she has a passion for educating herself and others about fitness and health. Her future plans are to further her education and possibly one day go back to university, while living on an acreage and traveling frequently to Hawaii. Each of us intended to stay in Kindersley for a few years and then move on. But between the three of us, we now have a combined total of 52 years at KCS.
Wow, does that make us sound old?
What a great school and community this has been to work in and be part of. Hey, did you realize this is the first time the grads have voted in 3 MCs?
That's a pretty unique choice for such a unique graduation year.
This class was insightful enough to ask all three of us different personalities to MC, as if they knew it was going to be a...
Or maybe they just didn't think any of us could handle the job by ourselves. Anyways, we are very honored to be here and to take part in celebrating with you on your big day. We hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Because we are unable to have the traditional Grand March, we will be introducing our grads to you throughout the program. Our KCS staff has taken the time to put together some memories for each grad, and we would like to share those memories with you.
Shaylin Anderson. Shaylin is definitely the quietest of the Andersons, always saying good morning with a smile and doing her best to help out friends and teachers, while always making sure she got her brothers to school, even if it was a few minutes late. Shaylin plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the fall in the College of Kinesiology.
Caleb Bacon. Caleb will be remembered as one of the most fearless football players Mr. Lehman has coached. He always puts his best foot forward to help out a friend or teacher. Caleb plans to work with the intent to go to Sask Polytech for the electrician program.
Hudson Bame. Hudson is always very personable and always has a hello for anyone he meets in the hallway, staff, or student. He showed leadership on and off the football field, and Mr. Hilbig refers to Hudson as a stand-up guy. He plans on working for a year with a local rigging company and then plans to go back to school for a trade.
Ty Bame. Although he was away playing hockey for most of his grade 12 year, Ty will be remembered for his quick wit and trash talking during floorball games, his excellent sense of humor, and his $1 million smile. He plans to continue on with junior hockey while growing his cattle herd and working at Precision.
Aspen Beliski. Aspen has such a beautiful spirit. She is kind and always has time for a smile and a visit. Her greatest passion is dancing, but Mrs. Pinsman remembers Aspen and Nike putting away an entire giant bag of mini eggs like it was nothing. Aspen plans to work for a year, then apply for post-secondary.
Talani Beloy. Our greatest memory of Talani will be his pride in carrying the Terry Fox banner every year in our walk. He was eagerly waiting in the lobby for the banner this fall to carry it in his grade 12 year. Talani plans to attend trade school and invent self-lacing skates. Good luck with that, Tulo.
Kaylee Berg. We will remember Kaylee as always dodging the yearbook camera, but she finally let Mrs. Ross take her photo this year. Kaylee loved the contrabass clarinet and even named it Clora. Kaylee plans on working at her current job while taking some extra science classes. She then plans to enter the Vet Tech program at Sask Polytech.
Cody Beswithrick. Cody moved to Kindersley partway through his grade 11 year and has had a positive impact in our school. You could often find Cody in the shop welding on the old 1950 Ford car or out on the football field. Cody plans to work at Pattison Ag with hopes of attending an agriculture mechanic apprenticeship.
Jace Borgel. Jace has a heart of gold, and we will never forget his determination, kindness, and love for all. The staff will miss his smiling face and his impromptu visits in our classrooms during the day. Jace plans to take the admin assistant program at Great Plains College this fall.
We would now like to introduce our SunWest board member, Ruth Griffith, who brings greetings from the board.
Graduates of 2020. First of all, I just need to say, you guys have been through a lot. This has undoubtedly been one of the strangest all-round years on record. But even in the midst of this pandemic, or maybe especially in the midst of these strange times, we come together today as a school and as a community to celebrate your achievement. You have graduated from grade 12, and we are here today to acknowledge your grit, your determination, and your hard work. You have been supported by your parents, your teachers, and many other committed school staff, and by each other. Now it is time for you to move on to the next phase of your lives. Our job as a school division is to support you from kindergarten to graduation and to do our best to equip you for the future. This year, more than any before, has taught us that no one really knows what's ahead. I believe that the school experience that you have been given is among the best available anywhere in the world, and I am excited to see how you will use your education to impact the future. So, grads, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate you on behalf of the Sun West School Division. Go out and take on the world.
Precious Canillo. Precious is a very caring and talented young woman who often expressed important messages through her photography, art, or music. She plans to take office administration at Great Plains College and would like to become a successful entrepreneur in the future.
Vienna Card. Vienna would create very cool sketches on Mrs. Oscar Swan's whiteboard and was a positive and helpful influence in her art classes. Vienna plans to continue working and practicing art with hopes of eventually being able to work as a tattoo and freelance artist.
Paige Cormans. Paige will be remembered as having a generous heart. The table she painted in Miss Pollard's office will always be a reminder of her artistic ability and kindness. Paige plans to work for 1 year, then go to school for cosmetology.
Sean Cranston. This is how we'll remember Sean. Hands on his side, jersey barely hanging on to a tuck, grass and mud smeared all over, and eyeing down the opponent getting ready for the next play. There wasn't a single person that showed more grit and determination. Sean plans to pursue an apprenticeship in mechanics.
Dayton Curtis Weeb. Dayton is one of the most polite kids at KCS. He was always welcoming with a good morning or hello to anyone. He has proven that he has the personality, work ethic, and drive to be very successful in his chosen career path. Dayton plans to join the workforce in the fall and eventually pursue a career in the trades.
Louise de Guzman. Louise will be remembered for her favorite accessory, her cell phone. She is a quiet but friendly young woman. We know she will be successful in her plans to attend Sask Polytech in the fall for Human Resources Management.
Nico Drew. Nico will be remembered as an incredibly conscientious student who would consider every possible angle before writing out his answer. He plans to continue working at Bilo Foods and save up money while he waits for his acceptance into Vancouver Film School.
Preston Edgerton. Preston will be remembered for his competitive nature and for having the perfect poker face. You could often find him in the shop rebuilding motors. Preston plans to continue in the workforce for the next year and attend trade school for mechanics in the future.
Dexter Francis. We will miss Dexter's smile, kind heart, and mischievous twinkle in his eye. Whether it was in the classroom or on the football field or on the ice, he showed integrity and commitment to doing his best. Dexter plans to join the workforce in the fall with plans to pursue a career in city policing. Our graduates would like to thank their parents and families for the love and support they have been shown. Our graduates wouldn't be the fine young people they are without the love of their parents and other caregivers. We would like to call on Dexter Francis to give the toast to the parents with the reply by his mom, Karen Francis.
Good evening, teachers, guests, fellow grads, and parents. I'm honored to be here in front of you, the parents of the 2020 graduating class of Kindersley Composite School. On behalf of the 2020 grad class, I would like to thank you, our parents, for all that you've done for us over the past 18 years. We don't always say or show it, but every little thing that you have done is really appreciated. Whether it's the everyday things from meals to laundry to rides to our activities, we are now realizing that a lot of time was spent on us kids. Everything you have done up until now has prepared us for our next journey. We understand that the chores, jobs, and even the discipline were given in good faith, not just for punishment. Looking back, we see that we may have taken you for granted at times, but your support has built us into the men and women we are today. When reviewing the graduating class and noticing the potential that it carries, it is evident you have done a great job. But now, our future is in our hands, not yours. It's our job, the graduating class of 2020, to use your teachings, guidance, and support to become successful in the next chapter of our lives. We will do our best to be successful people that value family and friends above all else. Lastly, we hope that we can make you proud from whichever path we decide to take for our future. Please raise your glasses and toast to the parents of the 2020 graduates. To the parents.
Dexter. Greetings, teachers, parents, guests, and the grad class of 2020. On behalf of the parents, it is my pleasure to respond to your toast. Thank you, Dexter. I would like to offer my sincere congratulations to each one of you. We are extremely proud of you as you celebrate the first of many major milestones in your life. I know this is not what you envisioned for your final year, what your final year would look like, but you will also be remembered as the infamous class of 2020. Your teachers and parents have worked hard at planning a special day to celebrate your graduation with the limitations that are in place. We are sorry that you have lost your last third of your senior year, which includes senior skip day, your spring sports, dance recitals, and so much more. But the memories you have already made will last for years to come. Try to focus on those special memories and know that there are many more in the making. Excuse me. With everything that has been going on, this is your chance to reset. You have had time to reflect on what direction you may want to go, but you may be more confused than ever now. That is okay. It's hard to imagine what life will look like going forward, and the only certainty we have is that time marches on and the future is just around the corner. You can use the pandemic as an excuse for why you can't move on, or you can use it as a motivator to find your purpose. We are confident that you are ready to face any challenge that comes your way. After all, you've already handled a major one. You can handle anything now. Graduates, we ask that in the next couple months you cut us some slack. We are so proud and excited for you as you venture out into the world. During this next stage of your life, it is exciting, but at the same time, your graduation is bittersweet for us. For some parents, this is their first graduate. For others, their last, and now entering the empty nest stage. What will we do with all our free time? For the last 18 years, we had a full-time job and wore many hats. From taxi driver to teacher to police officer to counselor, to name a few. The years have flown by and it seems like yesterday we held your hand and walked you to your first day of kindergarten. We had a hard time letting you go into the big world, and realistically, you were ready, but we maybe weren't. We listened to you recite words in grade 1 and slowly sound out all those words in those books you brought home when learning to read. Patience was key. We had many road trips for hockey, football, figure skating, volleyball, soccer, dance, the list goes on. We enjoyed watching your extracurricular activities, and we celebrated the highs, and we empathized with you during the lows. Fast forward 18 years, and now you are graduating, and it's not much different than when we sent you to kindergarten. Once again, sending you off into the big world, but this time we will not be by your side day to day. Even though we may not be physically present, we are only a text, FaceTime, or phone call away. We realize that this is more for our benefit than yours, but please check in and let us know how things are going, and know we are always here for you. We look forward to watching you grow as independent young adults, and we are excited to see where the next chapter takes you. We trust that we have taught you well and given you the right tools to survive on your own, regardless of what path you choose. Take time to acknowledge all those that have been on this journey with you so far. We would love to take all the credit for what wonderful humans you are, but it truly takes a village to raise a child. So take time to acknowledge the teachers, coaches, friends, family, and those who have provided guidance, love, and support over the last 18 years. Our wish for you is that you find what you want in life. Listen to your inner voice, follow your heart, be kind, and do what makes you happy. If you do those things, you will have a fulfilling and successful, satisfying life. Dream big and know there will be times when it will be hard and seem impossible to achieve your goals, but don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. I'm going to leave you with a favorite quote from A.A. Milne. Always remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. Please join me in toasting our children, the grad class of 2020. To the grads.
Thank you, Dexter and Karen.
Isaiah Friesen. It's not so much what we will remember, but what we won't forget about Isaiah. His laugh. A day didn't go by that he wasn't laughing about something. Isaiah was another student that loved to spend time in the shop. He plans to join the workforce in the fall.
Justin Gallup. Justin came to KCS in grade 10. Our memories of Justin include his commitment to wearing shorts, even in minus 40-degree weather, and his commitment to his shop projects. He plans to attend Sask Polytech in the welding program.
Emily Garland. Emily is such a caring and compassionate soul, always looking out for others. She will be remembered for her kindness, quirkiness, and sense of humor, as well as her curly red hair. Emily plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the College of Arts and Science.
Madison Garrett. Maddie has spent many of her KCS years playing hockey in Swift Current. She always came back with a great attitude and determined to succeed. Maddie plans on attending SAIT in the fall in the optician program while playing hockey for the Trojans.
Jessie Herner. We are proud that Jessie wanted to come back to KCS to graduate with her hometown peers, as she has been in Prince Albert playing hockey and attending school. She is a hardworking and positive person and athlete. Jessie plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the fall in education and play on the U of S Huskies hockey team.
Lauren Hyde. With Lauren showcasing her talents in photography, drama, and art, we will miss her artistic presence at KCS. Although she appears at times quiet and a bit shy, she was always a kind and sweet young lady and would visit whenever time allowed. Lauren plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the fall in the College of Education.
Matthew Kerr. Matt will be remembered as one of the friendliest and most considerate students. He would always ask how we were doing and was genuinely interested in our lives. Matt plans to join the workforce in the fall.
Jessie Kirchner. Jessie has the best sense of humor, always joking with the staff and students. Jessie is the first student to get a speeding ticket for biking too fast in the hallways at KCS. We will miss his big smile and his hockey banter. He plans to move to Saskatoon in the fall.
Mason Kuntz. No one has more power per square force than Mason, on the football field and on the ice. He has made some of the most memorable tackles, taking down guys twice his size and always making it look easy. Mason plans to take a year off of school and join the workforce.
The KCS staff puts in countless hours to ensure that our graduates are prepared each year for life after high school. We would like to call on Jace Borgel to offer a toast to the staff, followed by the staff reply from Adina Coles and Aaron Pinsman.
To the staff of the Kindersley Composite High School, on behalf of myself and the graduating class of 2020, I would like to make a toast of thanks. 4 years ago, when we walked through the doors at KCS, we were soon introduced to a staff that we would find were caring, committed, and honest people. Thank you to the teachers who take time out of their own lives to make sure our educational needs were met, and for being a reason we are here today. To the educational assistants who would go above and beyond and make sure students got the help they needed in the classrooms. To the custodians who would stay long after school hours to make sure our schools were clean and sanitary so we could be safe. To the secretaries for making the office an open, warm, and welcoming place, and for helping students, parents, and teachers in need. To the librarian, who always makes sure that the library is organized and up to date with books and resources that we can use. To the KCS admin, who always put students' best interests at heart and who always want to see them succeed. And finally, to the coaches, volunteers, and support staff who would put many hours of dedication and time so students can participate in extracurricular activities. Thank you for sticking with us during the challenging times, and for not giving up on us when we felt like doing so ourselves. Your countless hours of dedication and effort you put into making KCS a better place deserve recognition, for it was with your wisdom and support that helped shape us into well-rounded, respectful young men and women. Please join me in raising a glass to the staff of KCS. To the teachers.
Thank you, Jace, for that nice toast. I will miss our twice-weekly Friends immersion classes. I am Mrs. Pinsman, and I taught most of this year's grads in grade 9 PAA Interior Design class. Who developed an addiction to Masters of Flip because of this class? Raise your hand. Riker, no, put your hand down. I helped you with most of your crossword puzzles. This class was a lot of fun to teach. We had some major bonding occur while helping a classmate get through a tough time. Between those conversations and Aspen and Nike's 25-pound bag of mini eggs, I think we did pretty well. I will forever remember this class for their compassion for one another, their great sense of humor, and their willingness to help out. Thank you for all of the great noon hour visits we had in the senior wing. I hope you all know the reason I continued to come to KCS for noon hour supervisions was to keep in contact with all of you over the last years. You're a very special class, and I know for sure that you will all go on to achieve greatness. I know this because in our eyes, you already have. Congratulations.
This has been a grad like no other because you are a class like no other. You will always be remembered for many things, including the most successful streak of senior skip days ever. You have been a fantastic group of students to work with. I can't think of another grade 9 group I'd rather be in lockdown with on Halloween. We always hate to see you go, but we are confident that you are ready to do great things in the world. Well, some of those great things might have to wait if they involve large gatherings over 30 people, indoor swimming pools, indoor rinks, libraries, museums, movie theaters, casinos, or bingo halls. But you will get there eventually, and this too will soon pass. Parents, you have done a great job raising fantastic kids that we have had the pleasure to get to know over the past 4 years. On behalf of the KCS teachers, we wish you all the best as you enter the next chapter of your lives. Always remember to dream big, take risks, find what you love to do, stay curious, make new friends, and keep in touch with old ones. Cheers to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Jace, Aaron, and Adina.
Brant Leismeister. Brant is a mature young man who is always polite and respectful. He has many talents and was a leader on the volleyball court, always displaying good sportsmanship, even when the game wasn't going our way. Brant plans to continue working at Volts Collision in the fall.
Liam Lenny. Liam is a very well-rounded, well-mannered young man. He is an excellent athlete, tremendous musician, and a strong academic. He tried his hand at curling this year and did a phenomenal job skipping our KCS boys team. Liam plans to attend the University of Alberta in the fall to pursue a degree in computer science.
Brooklyn Lindsay. There are two things that come to mind with Brooklyn: her big smile and her friendliness. Brooklyn was always excited to try new things, and she shared her artistic talent by painting a mural in one of our hallways. She plans to attend the University of Yukon and join the workforce in the fisheries in the fall.
Chris Lyons. Chris was always willing to help out with technology and the sound room. He is a very caring and compassionate friend to those he hung out with. Chris plans to work at PV Mart in the fall, as well as take a few extra classes at KCS. He plans to attend post-secondary school in 2022.
Brody Malcolm. No one bantered as good-naturedly as Brody. We will miss his sense of humor in class, and we will always appreciate his respectful attitude towards the staff. Brody plans to join the workforce.
Nike Marty Ambrost. When Nike dances, it is like poetry in motion. Her dedication to her dance and her academics was always evident. Nike plans to continue dancing while she attends Axiom Career College in medical massage therapy, and then further that with medical acupuncture.
Courtney McKenzie. Courtney is known as a quiet and shy girl who stepped out of her comfort zone in the last few years with her involvement in SLC. Courtney also participated in a service trip to the Amazon and to Ottawa for encounters with Canada. This fall, she will be attending the University of Saskatchewan in the College of Arts and Science with the hope of applying to the College of Pharmacy in the future.
Caitlin Miller. Another SLC member, Caitlin gets that look on her face when she's got a plan. She is very funny and willing to take charge of any situation. Caitlin plans to attend Medicine Hat College in the Bachelor of Applied Health Sciences paramedic program.
Abigail Mazaire. Abby is a shy and quiet but responsible young lady that is always kind to everyone. These qualities will lead her to do well in her chosen path. Abby plans to pursue a career as an optician while working in Regina.
We would like to call up Tulani Beloyi for the toast to the graduating class.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start this speech, I would just like to thank all the staff, coaches, and parents for making these past 4 years a whole lot easier. We wouldn't be up here without you. I know I didn't grow up in Kindersley like most of you, but everyone in this class took me in with open arms, and I'm honored to deliver this toast. Grade 12 was supposed to be our year, and although things didn't go as expected, we're trying to make the best of it. It feels like it was just yesterday we walked into the doors of KCS as little grade 9s, and here we are now, preparing for the next journey of our lives. I can't even count the number of past grade 12s who told us, high school goes by faster than you know, or enjoy the good times while you still can. But I think I speak for most of us when I say that we never took them seriously until we found out for ourselves that school is ending sooner than we thought. Going into high school, we really didn't know what to expect. We were told the conflicting words of high school is going to be tough or high school is going to be the best 4 years of your life. Despite this overwhelming lack of certainty, we all pushed through from grade 9 until now, with graduation being the last hours of our senior year. Transitioning from middle school to high school, I didn't think we would need assigned seating anymore, but I assumed wrong. Just a few moments into my first day, Mrs. Ross was already creating a seating plan trying to get Miggy and Kunzi as far away from each other as possible. From sharing memes or watching an endless amount of TikToks, to dumb debates over any topic, the classroom was never a dull place. If we weren't talking, we were playing games on our phones while the teachers were mid-lesson. They obviously did not enjoy this very much, but the smart kids made up for it by bumping the class average. Thanks, Riker and Courtney. At times, high school was stressful. From the endless amount of assignments piling up to cramming for an exam the night before we wrote, we always seemed to have a full plate. Our class needed a distraction. Luckily for us, we had Dexter's elegant rapping skills in the LA class, Brody Malcolm's class clown shenanigans, and Nico's anger after we woke him up from one of his many classroom naps to alleviate his stress. A few of us even discussed starting the next big boy band after an excellent shop class sing-along that Dave Orszczuk extremely appreciated as he told us to just shut up. In 10 years, I can't wait to see Dave in the front row of our concert when we sell out SaskTel Center. We had a few memorable trips together. My personal favorite was Ranger Lake, building memories that I'll never forget. It was a trip of firsts for everyone. First time many of us canoed, first time many of us shot a gun, and the first time that the class really got to know each other. Not all first experiences are enjoyable, though. I'm still quite traumatized by my first horseback riding lesson. Hudson made it look easy, but the second I got on my horse, my life flashed before my eyes. It is safe to say I will not be making an appearance in the Calgary Stampede. Ranger Lake was one of the many trips we experienced, but nothing beats the annual ski trip. I know there are people in this class that can confidently go down the Black Diamond, but for me and Carson, a nice warm day in the chalet is our ideal trip. The ski trip wasn't cheap either. There are two types of snowboarders and skiers in this world. Those that get their money's worth going down each trail, and those that bump scoot all the way down Max Choice and calling it a day after that. I think the audience can determine which category I land in. Playing sports at KCS was a fun and thrilling experience, no matter what grade you were in, but playing as a senior hit different. Many of us here were leaders on our sports teams. When only 4 years ago, you tried that sport for the first time. It's hard to look back and imagine how incapable we were at playing sports in grade 8. Look at Ty now. Who would have thought that he would ever put on a basketball jersey? Although he quickly traded that in for some plaid and a tractor. The transition in sports from grade 9 to grade 10 was the hardest. It's a weird time because that's when you find out if you're good at sports, okay at sports, or just plain bad. You have athletes like Cram, who are in the starting lineup in grade 10. But on the other hand, you have players like Isaiah, who still get the rookie treatment in grade 12. I mean it when I say how weird it was. I know girls who cut their summer short just to go to volleyball tryouts for a team they weren't even sure they wanted to be on. The girls are put in really conflicting positions. In grade 10, only the best volleyball players made the A team, so the stars were going to be separated from their friends and play with the scary grade 12s at the time. That bred problems. Imagine how we felt trying to decide which game to go to when we'd have friends on both teams. We were forced to choose between which of our friends we would like to support, constantly putting pressure on friendships. Just kidding. Just kidding, of course. We only watched the A team. In our last year of our high school sports career, some of us were luckier than others because we had the chance to have a last game and soak everything in. Some of us were robbed of that experience, whether it was not getting to finish the sport or even getting a chance to start it. I feel bad for the students that only play badminton and track and field. Starting a season and not finishing it is one thing, but not even getting the opportunity to be a senior is a different story. One thing bothers me though. Not just COVID is to blame for not being able to finish high school sports. If I do remember correctly, the teachers decided that money was more important than Liam getting a shot at a provincial banner. All jokes aside though, this was not a good year for sports across the globe. Our last year of high school wasn't what we dreamed of. We missed our senior skip day, our teacher-student slow pitch game, and a chance at pranking the teachers. All of which Bacon most likely would have missed because his car would have been too broken down to get him there. In all seriousness though, this last year was cut too short, but we're fortunate to have shared 3 wonderful ones before this at KCS. If we can take anything away from this last year we've had, it's that life won't always go as planned, and that we should be prepared for whatever it throws at us. My fellow classmates, I know that we're ready to take on whatever life throws at us next as young adults. These last 4 years have been a blast, and I'll forever cherish the time that we shared together. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Talani.
Merrick Moffat. Merrick is a very talented musician and an intelligent and well-spoken young man. On occasion, despite his quiet and reserved exterior, you will see his wit and humor emerge. Merrick is attending the University of Saskatchewan in the fall, where he plans to obtain his Bachelor of Science degree in computer science.
Curtis Moore. Some high school highlights for Curtis are hitting a half-court three-pointer in grade 11 to win the basketball game, and being the self-proclaimed bottle flip king in grade 9. We will miss Curtis's contagious chuckle. He plans to join the workforce in the fall.
Jyotsna Nanda. Jo is a kind and determined young woman who always holds herself to an incredibly high standard, whether it be in academics or athletics, as is evident by her selection to the 3A basketball senior all-star team this year. Jo plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the fall in the College of Kinesiology.
Riker Olofsson. Riker is always quick with a witty joke or comeback, often resulting in friendly banter. He was involved in many leadership and athletic programs, as well as offering his time to help coach some of our junior teams. Riker plans to attend the University of Alberta in General Sciences, with plans to go to the University of Waterloo in pursuit of his doctorate of optometry.
Ronan Paulus. Ronan has been a fantastic asset to KCS, fitting in so well and making positive interactions with many. He is an unassuming young man with many talents in music, writing, and academics. Ronan plans to work for a year before going to the University of Calgary to attend the music program. He wants to have a career teaching, composing, and performing music. He also wants to own a pipe organ, which would be integrated into a dedicated pipe organ room.
Logan Perrin. Logan is one of our quieter students until you get him on the soccer field, where he demonstrates his grit and hustle. He always has a smile on his face and kind words to offer to those around him. Logan plans to join the workforce in the fall.
Jensen Reichert. Jensen is sunshine no matter where she goes. She genuinely cares for others and willingly includes and welcomes everyone. We know that her kind, compassionate, and caring soul will have a positive influence on the world. Jensen's strong leadership involvement will be missed at KCS. She plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the fall in the College of Arts and Science to pursue a Bachelor of Science in Psychology.
Brooklyn Rubley. Brooklyn is another hockey athlete who has returned from Swift Current to graduate with her peers. She is always friendly, full of energy, and brings a positive attitude to whatever she does. Brooklyn plans to attend Trinity Western University in Langley, BC, in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, with hopes of applying to the RCMP in the future.
Carson Sedgwick. Carson will be remembered for his quiet demeanor, his big smile, and his big heart. He has grown into a mature and hardworking young man who never shied away from a challenge. Carson plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the engineering program.
We will now move on to the scholarship presentations. We would like to call up a representative from the Rotary Club to present their scholarship.
Hello, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, and students. My name is Robert Kashmarski. I'm the incoming president of the Rotary Club of Kindersley. And on behalf of the Rotary Club, it is my honor to present one of three $1,000 scholarships which are being awarded to the 2020 graduating students from the high schools in Kindersley, Etonia, and Eston. We also provide a $1,000 scholarship to a student attending Great Plains College. Our club is located in Kindersley. However, scholarships are being awarded to Eston and Etonia graduates, as we have members from those communities also. We are truly a regional organization. Our Rotary Club has been making scholarship presentations for over 16 years, and during that time has handed over $44,000. This is impressive given that the size of our club range from 12 to 21 members. In addition, we have supported and provided funding for local, national, and international projects. Rotary's motto is service above self. The students who will receive the scholarships have been involved in many extracurricular activities, including Rotaract, which is Rotary International Service Program for young people ages 12 through 18, Me to We, school leadership, meals on wheels, and coaching. All this while maintaining a high academic average. The graduate from Kindersley Composite to receive the $1,000 Rotary Scholarship is Riker Olafson. Congratulations, Riker.
We would now like to call up a representative from the Kindersley and District Co-op.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all the graduates of 2020. I am Ken Massey, a director at the Kindersley and District Co-op. Annually, we award 2 scholarships of $2,000 to graduates within our trading area. Graduates of Etonia, Maringo, Kerrobert, and Kindersley who will be pursuing post-secondary education. The criteria we consider is involvement in the community and extracurricular activities. We are always amazed that the excellent applications that we receive, and choosing our recipients is not an easy task. I am pleased to present the Kindersley and District Cooperative Scholarship of $2,000 to Corey Vold from Kindersley Composite High School. Congratulations, Corey. I would also like to present the Kindersley and District Co-op Employee Bursary To Liam Lenny. Liam has been employed with the Kindersley Co-op Marketplace, and Liam will be receiving a bursary based on his hours worked during his employment with us. Student employees who remain with the co-op until they attend post-secondary education are awarded this bursary. Congratulations, Liam.
We would like to call up a representative from Synergy Credit Union to present their scholarship.
Good afternoon, graduates. I am honored to be invited to your virtual graduation celebration today and pass on my congratulations to all of you. My name is Caroline San Andres, and I'm here to present Synergy Credit Union's $1,000 scholarship. This year's recipient has maintained a high academic average, demonstrated strong leadership qualities, and is involved in school events and community volunteerism. Congratulations to Jyotsna Nanda, who will be taking Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology at University of Saskatchewan. In light of what is happening in the world today, we decided to award 2 additional $500 scholarships to the following. Tori Werner, who is taking Arts and Science, Dentistry at University of Saskatchewan, and Courtney McKenzie, who is taking Bachelor of Science, Doctor of Pharmacy at University of Saskatchewan. Congratulations, Tori and Courtney.
We would like to call up a representative from Kindersley Minor Sports.
Hi, I'm Natalie Down, and I'm presenting on behalf of Kindersley Minor Sports. First, congratulations to the class of 2020. You all should be so proud. On behalf of KMS, we'd like to thank all of you who participated in minor sports at some level and wish that you continue your love of sports even once this chapter closes. Kindersley Minor Sports is pleased to give back to the participants of their organization every year. We look for graduating students from each sport, hockey, ball, and skating, who have been accepted into a post-secondary institution for the fall. To apply, each applicant must write an essay entitled, "How Participation in Sport Enhanced My Youth." This year's applicants did not disappoint. They mentioned how keeping active in sport kept them connected to the community, how sports had a physical and mental benefit to their health, how learning a sport and then being able to teach and encourage younger kids with those same skills was so fulfilling and built so much character, or learning how to be a part of a team and treating everyone with respect, learning how to be a leader and on your team when they needed you to step up. And lastly, with the ups and downs of sports, you learn so many valuable lessons that with ups and the wins also comes downs and the losses. But learning from it becomes the foundation of how you want to react for years to come. Starting a sport when you are younger, when your parents sign you up and thus force you to go, is the easy part. The hard part is finding a sport that drives you and keeps you active, not only in high school, but in years to come. The 2 recipients of the Kindersley Minor Sports Scholarship found that, and we wish them nothing but the best in the future. The recipient of the Skating Club's award has been an active member in the skating club most of her life, and many sports have kept her busy. In 2014, she started helping with the Learn to Skate program to most recently her Pre-Star Skate program. She was a role model to those young skaters and gave them somebody to look up to. She most recently completed all her gold skills and was in the process of completing her gold dances. We wish her all of the best at the U of S this fall. This year's $450 scholarship goes to Tori Werner. The recipient of the Minor Hockey Award has been involved in sports almost his whole life. At the age of 5, when he started playing hockey, he was the quiet, timid kid. To then at Pee Wee level, he remembers making the switch from learning the game to becoming a team player. He was the captain of his bantam teams and learned what it was like to be a leader and bring people together to reach a common goal. All of these lessons will serve him well in the coming years at the U of A. This year's minor hockey $450 scholarship goes to Riker Olafson.
We would now like to call up a representative from the Mealy Keep the Music Going Scholarship.
The Mealy Keep the Music Going Scholarship is a $500 scholarship which will be awarded to a graduating student of KCS who best exemplifies the qualities that Steve Mealy both taught and modeled. Furthermore, this scholarship ensures that this recipient has a passion to keep the music going, as was the wish of Steve's best supporter, his late wife, Christy Mealy. This year's recipient is once again a very well-deserving student that has contributed lots to the band program here at KCS. Now, unlike our past recipients, she did not start her instrumental band career in a SunWest school in grade 5. We were very fortunate to have her join KCS in grade 9. As a new student always is, she was shy and somewhat quiet. However, it became very evident, as one of her references states, that she was very mature for her age, is genuine, and her grit, determination, and perseverance in everything that she does is very admirable. It was also noted that she is very much of a thinker, and when she does speak, it is both well thought out and spoken. KCS gained a wonderful role model to our school that year. Her peers looked up to her, and the staff were always impressed with her strong academic values. For me, it is a great honor to present this award to her, as she does remind me a bit of myself. Now, let me be clear. Academically, I was never in her field, but her love of sports and music is where we share a similarity. She has been involved in basketball, volleyball, and badminton, and she is a leader in her classroom. She is also a leader on the court. Our recipient has also shared her passion and knowledge with our youth, as she has volunteered to coach in the field of basketball. However, her involvement does not stop at just playing and coaching. Tonight's recipient also made a huge impact as an official. She has taken this job very seriously and has displayed the utmost respect for coaches, players, and other officials. As you can see, our recipient has kept a very busy schedule between her academics, sports, and volunteering at school, but has still made time to also take her music seriously as well, and also volunteer in her community. In my first few weeks teaching her, it became clear that she was extremely talented and driven to succeed. I suggested that she advance her musical studies by taking privately with Steve Mealy. Since studying privately, both her love of music and confidence has grown. She is a leader in both our flute section and our entire band. Her perseverance and determination have enabled her to perform many solos and ensembles in our music festivals, which has also won her many awards. Without a doubt, tonight's recipient has a very bright future as she starts her studies in the University of Saskatchewan towards her career in the medical field. Along the way, she will continue to both impress and inspire all those around her. I know that she will continue to be involved in music, sports, and also serving her community. It is with great honor that on behalf of my colleague and friend, Steve Mealy, that we award the 2020 Keep the Music Going Scholarship to Jyotsna Nanda. Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you to all our scholarship presenters, and congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients.
We would now like to call up a representative from KCS to present the SLC Bursary, the Character and Perseverance Award, the Access Communications Scholarship, and the Hobbrish Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. KCS SLC sponsors a yearly bursary to graduating students who have been leaders in different aspects of school and community life. This year's candidates were chosen because they have been strong and dedicated members of our student leadership program since grade 9. These two students jumped in with both feet wet back in grade 9 and have grown in their leadership skills in different ways. They have taken every possibility and every opportunity to expose themselves to leadership and have devoted countless hours to our school division, and our community. Both of these young people could be relied on to complete any task and always had unique and creative ideas. We have made many memories with both of them through their roles as co-presidents this year, as well as through trips to the Canadian Student Leadership Conferences together. We are extremely confident that they will carry a legacy of leadership. We will miss them both very much, but we are so excited to see what their futures have in store for them. Congratulations to this year's $500 bursary winners, Jensen Reichert and Riker Olofsson. This next award is called the KCS Perseverance and Character Award. It goes to a student who has demonstrated perseverance in working toward their educational goals. This year's recipient is a fantastic young man who we will truly miss seeing in our halls every day. His sense of humor keeps us on our toes, and he has displayed so much growth throughout his time at KCS. He loves to be involved in every aspect of our school and is loved by staff and students alike. We are very proud of this young man and who he has become. We wish him all the best in all his future has in store. Congratulations, Jesse Kirchner. One of our KCS graduates has been awarded the Access Communications Scholarship this year. I will now read a letter on behalf of Access Communications to the scholarship recipient. I'm excited to be here to present the Access Communications Doug Alexander Scholarship of $1,000 to Riker Olafson. Access Communications is a not-for-profit, community-owned cooperative that is committed to giving back to local youth who volunteer their time to improve their communities. Since 2005, the Access Communications Doug Alexander Scholarship Program has awarded more than $360,000 to high school graduates across our province. Access is honored to do their part in helping students pursue their dreams. Access Communication scholars, such as Riker, are well-rounded, bright students who not only excel academically, but are also actively involved in their communities and in their schools. These students are passionate, service-oriented, and are committed to bettering their community. From all of us at Access, congratulations, Riker, to all the graduates today. The Haubrich family awards a scholarship each year to a KCS student. This year's Haubrich Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Madison Garrett. Sharon Haubrich sent along the following message for Madison. Congratulations, Madison. The Haubrich family extends our best wishes on your achievements to date and into the future as you continue your journey into life beyond high school. You are a wonderful choice as the recipient for the Haubrich Memorial Scholarship. Congratulations to your family for the support and life lessons that I am sure were part of making you the person that you are today and that you will become in the future. May you always see an opportunity in every challenge that you encounter. Congrats, Maddie. I would like to take the opportunity to mention the achievement of Jensen Reichert in the Loran Scholarship. Jensen made it to the regional interviews in Saskatoon, and although she did not move on to the Toronto interviews, she was presented with an honors citation certificate for distinguishing herself in the regional interviews. Congratulations, Jensen.
Thank you to all our scholarship presenters, and congratulations to all our scholarship recipients.
Emily Smith. Emily is a quiet worker who always takes pride in doing her best. With a bit of encouragement from our curling coaches, Emily joined the curling team this year, and with her brand new curling shoes, she had a great season, making many great shots and sweeping with all her might. Emily is undecided about her future plans.
Kelly Sproul. Kelly is another one of our quieter students, but if you listen to her when she talks, you will see what wit she has. She's kind and caring and always looks for the best in people. Her work ethic was appreciated by the SLC advisors over the last 4 years. Kelly plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan's College of Kinesiology with the hope of applying into physical or occupational therapy in the future.
Miguel Tadina. If there was an award for best laugh, Miggy would win it. He was always such a peaceful presence in our classrooms and halls. He never got worked up about anything, and he always had a smile or a chuckle. Miguel plans to work at Volz Collision and attend Sask Polytech in the pre-employment mechanic program.
Bea Tang. Bea is a very sweet young lady with a quiet demeanor. She is as smart as a whip and will do very well in university. Bea plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan in the College of Arts and Science with the hope of applying to the College of Pharmacy in the future.
Cassandra Taylor. Cassie was always an extremely hard worker and took a lot of pride in her work. We were all envious of her beautiful curly hair and used to love to see what color she would dye it next. Cassie plans to attend Great Plains College in the admin assistant course.
Jet Tanal. Jet often has that sly smile that makes you wonder what he is thinking. He is a man of few words, but he has the best sarcastic wit. He is intelligent and thoughtful and will do well in his future plans, which are to attend the Great Plains College in Kindersley to complete the third-year power engineering course.
Kaylin Vamvakakis. Kaylin is such a kind-hearted young man who always has a small wave and nod when he meets teachers in the hallway. He has a wonderful sense of humor once you crack that shy outer shell. The adult travelers on the Greece trip loved his friendly charm. Kaylin plans to attend the University of Alberta in the fall in the Faculty of Engineering.
Matthew Vilhauer. Matt is a quiet young man, but very friendly once you get to know him. He has a great sense of humor, taking Mrs. Pinsman's jokes like a champ. Matt plans on being self-employed in real estate.
Corey Vold. Corey will be remembered by our staff for her willingness to help others. She is a girl of many talents as showcased by her wheels that she helped design and paint. We will miss Corey's bright smile and cheerful disposition. Corey plans to attend Medicine Hat College in the fall to study nursing.
In keeping with the uniqueness of our grad ceremony, we have added 2 new roasts. I mean toasts. 2 new toasts. We would like to ask Caitlin and Jensen to deliver a toast to the boys.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jensen Reichert.
And I'm Caitlin Miller. We're here to tell you a little bit about the boys of the class of 2020. Some of us go way back to the kindergarten days, some are united in grade 8 at the middle school, and others joined along the way of our high school experience. Regardless of how long you've all been here, you've played an important role in our journey.
To summarize the boys of our class, we've prepared a little acrostic poem for you. We asked Mr. Hulkyard if this would count for extra credit in his English class, and unfortunately he said no, but here it is anyways. We chose the word boys for obvious reasons. B is for boisterous. This describes the noisy, wild, and energetic nature of the guys. Whether they were running up and down the halls, treating gym class like the Olympics, or playing music during class, looking at you, Mitch and Liam, they always knew how to keep it interesting. Our lives are going to be very quiet now without all of this excitement. The boys are definitely a rambunctious crowd, but without them, the last 4 years wouldn't have been the same.
O is for original. The boys of our class are truly one of a kind. Any witnesses to Dexter and Brody's dance battle at the grade 9 welcome can attest to this. Football players, hockey players, curlers, cross-country runners, musicians, automotive experts, Uno pros, and more comprise this group. Each and every one of them adds something special to our grade, and we can't imagine it being any different.
So we had to cheat a little bit for the next letter. You wouldn't believe how hard it was to find an adjective starting with Y. So we used YOLO. For those who aren't familiar with our slang, YOLO means you only live once, and we can't think of anything better to describe these guys. They made every day more fun and reminded us girls not to take ourselves so seriously. Full send senior year was their motto this year, and it was a constant yet appreciated reminder to make the most of our last months as classmates.
And lastly, S is for supportive. We couldn't have asked for a better group of boys to support the girls in all our activities. Almost all of us have attended a hockey or football game over the years to cheer on our favorite players, and in turn, these boys attended volleyball games, dance competitions, and pep rallies, and more to return the favor. Hands down, the best cheerleaders out there. A handful of brave guys even went as far to let us wax their legs for a cancer fundraiser earlier this year. Shout out to Riker, Preston, Sean, Brandt, and Hudson for being such good sports about that. Next year will definitely be weird without them on the sidelines, but we know that they're always going to be rooting for us from afar.
So there you have it, the boys of the class of 2020. You guys made it, and we're only a little bit surprised. Just kidding, we knew you had it in you, and we're so proud to achieve this milestone with all of you.
We can't thank you enough for the constant laughs and endless stories, and we know you'll all go on to do amazing things. Please join us in raising a glass and congratulating the boys of the class of 2020.
Oh, I fell. Cheers to you, boys.
Thank you, Caitlin and Jensen.
And now we will ask Hudson and Kaylin to deliver a toast to the girls.
I want to start off by saying congratulations on making it this far. We have all grown a lot of ways, and I'm proud of everyone. Thanks to the girls for always keeping us on our toes, whether that is giving us those extra notes we needed in science or reminding us that exams are tomorrow. And maybe we should start studying. If there was any fundraising ever needed to be done, it was almost guaranteed the girls had that covered. But I can say you were clever at always finding extra ways to get the SLC to get us extra days off. Thanks, Riker. However, the future goes, we can always look at the great stories we made together. So thank you from the guys of 2020.
When I first found out I was picked to a toast to the girls, I thought it was quite ironic. But what better guy to do it than one that wasn't able to talk to girls until his last semester of high school. And girls, I know you would all prefer to watch Cody Bestwitherick deliver this speech, but hopefully I'm able to do it justice. So as I'm speaking on behalf of the guys, and with a better understanding of the friend zone than any other guy, I know all us boys owe you girls one for keeping the teachers sane while we push the retirement dates closer every day. Us boys also owe you one, as we could always count on you girls for showing up to our activities. No matter what the event was, we know if we looked out into the audience, we'd see you there. Maybe not paying attention, but you were there nonetheless. I'd also like to say on behalf of the boys, a huge thank you to the girls for the years of memories you've created with us. And even though we couldn't deliver this speech live, I'm sure all of you look amazing on this big day, as you did every other day. So together, we'd like to virtually raise a glass and dedicate this toast to you. We wish you all the best life has to offer as you meet your futures, as it is the least we can do for the years of memories and the amount of trouble and torment we put you through.
Thank you, Hudson and Kaylin.
Sydney Wall. Sydney could always make us smile with a joke or sarcastic comment. We love her confidence and the way she can keep a straight face, even while saying something funny. Sydney plans on working at Boston Pizza while she saves up money for school.
Zachary Walter. Zach is known for being one of the loudest, but also one of the most caring people we know. He always took the time to stop at the office to chat with the staff or strike up a conversation as he passed you in the hallway. Zach plans to join the workforce.
Nick and Seth Wambach. You don't often see one without the other, as they are inseparable. These boys have shown a lot of maturity, and we are proud of Nick and Seth for their hard work over the years. They both plan to continue their jobs at Get a Grip Tire and continue working on cars, rebuilding motors, and extending their knowledge in automotive.
Tori Werner. Tori is one of the quietest, sweetest girls in our school. Her determination and competitiveness are evident in both her athletics and academics. She is such a hard worker who accepts nothing less than her best. In the fall, Tori plans to attend the College of Arts and Science at the University of Saskatchewan with the hopes of applying to dentistry and becoming an orthodontist.
Amy Weeb. Amy is a determined young woman with a beautiful smile who knows what she wants and is never afraid to let you know her feelings. We are lucky to have Amy coming back to KCS in the fall and are looking forward to seeing her sweet face and gorgeous blue eyes in the halls.
Kaylee Wooldridge. Kaylee is an energetic young woman who was also a fiercely competitive member of the cross-country team. She has even recruited her younger brother to share her passion for running. Kaylee plans to continue her job in Lloydminster and save up for post-secondary.
Mitchell Wozniak. Mitchell is a kind and intelligent young man. He developed into a valuable team player as a new member of this year's curling team. His coaches hope he continues with the sport of curling. We know Mitch will have a bright future ahead of him as he plans to attend the University of Saskatchewan Edwards School of Business to obtain a Bachelor of Commerce degree. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our introduction of the class of 2020. I think they deserve a big round of applause.
you might want to go and get a hair and makeup check. You're up next, right?
Your guest speaker is someone you've already seen tonight. She joined the KCS staff to begin her teaching career in 2006. She truly believes that building relationships with students is so important.
It was no surprise that this group chose her to speak tonight because of the connections and positive relationships that she has built with them. Please welcome our guest speaker, Miss Amanda Fast.
Yeah, so clearly there are no hair and makeup checks for us teachers. Thank you, Tammy and Lisa, for your kind words. Good evening, grads, parents, colleagues, friends, family, and all viewers. Wow, what an honor it is to have been asked by this class to be their guest speaker tonight. Being presented online for all to see. No pressure or anything. I had the privilege of teaching the students in this class back when they were in Wellness 10, and then continued with some of them in Phys Ed 2030 as well as Pre-Calculus 20 and 30. While I'm excited to be able to speak to the grads tonight, to say that I struggled trying to figure out what to speak about would be an understatement. Like, I really struggled. There are so many things I'd like to talk about. Many words of advice, wisdom, motivation, and just life stuff I wish I would have had more time to share in the classroom or in those random conversations in the hallways. So many thoughts, yet I couldn't put something on paper. Maybe because I was one of the many teachers who found it difficult to finish the school year without seeing our students in class and the hallways where we could continue to make those connections with them. I don't know. Needless to say, this is definitely not how I planned to be delivering a speech tonight, just like I know this is not how any of you ever planned to finish your school year or have your grad. This important milestone in your life, one to share in person with your peers, friends, and family. My heart hurts for each of you and your families for the disappointment of the circumstances that have altered what we had all hoped for this day. But I think it's turned out to be a pretty great day, and I am so happy we were able to celebrate with you earlier today, just a little differently than planned. Plan. It's something we all do for many different things in our lives. We make plans for the day or the week. As adults, we make meal plans, sometimes, or plan a trip, unfortunately not to Hawaii this year. As parents, we often plan our week according to our kids' activities, and as students and adults, we make future plans and goals. We have a story in mind we want to write for our lives, and we have the pages planned out for it. I'm going to do this, this, and this in order to get here. As teachers, we're expected to submit year plans for our courses. We have unit plans and day plans for what we'll teach. As you all know from Wellness 10 and Phys Ed 2030, our day plans changed regularly. Often, what was written on our calendar was not what we did. In Pre-Calc 20 and 30, I had a plan going into each class, but we didn't always stick to it. Will you remember all the math concepts taught? Graphing quadratics, absolute value, exponential functions, and the unit circle, to name a few. Probably not, although you may remember factoring, or at least how much I love factoring. Sometimes, often, we got sidetracked and off topic. You students were great for that. Like, what? Miss Fast is teaching us math, but she has an English degree? Which became a running joke in class. Don't worry, parents, my B.Ed is in math. There were surprise birthday parties and decorations, cake, and just dance. There were many conversations unrelated to the course content or the daily delay when trying to get through a lesson, and I had to stop before almost every example to answer the question, how many lines will I need for this example? Because apparently it would mess up the notes if the example didn't all fit on one page. While I hope you'll remember some of the subject content in your classes, I also hope you'll remember the days we didn't follow the plan, because often that's where we learn the most about life, others, and about ourselves. So, while making plans for your future and filling in the pages to create your life story, there are a few things I hope you keep in mind along the way. Plans change, and how you react to those changes play an important part in who you become. You may have a set plan, and while sometimes it's smooth sailing, other times things won't go as you intended. You'll hit that bump in the road or take a wrong turn, which sometimes turns out to be the right turn, and your story needs to adapt. I can definitely attest to that. In high school, I had a plan for my life, as many of you likely do. Finish high school, go to Bible school, yep, just not where I initially thought I'd go. Go to university, get married, have a family, live on a farm, and so on. I had this big idea for my life. I had the pages filled with what I thought would be my story. By the way, I was never going to be a teacher, but things changed, and I am so glad that they did because I absolutely love my job. Obviously, I went to university. Did I plan to complete my second degree as a single mom? Absolutely not. But with a different path comes opportunity for learning. Among other things, it taught me patience and perseverance. Did I plan to not only be a single mom, but have a child with Fragile X syndrome? No. Did it give me a whole new perspective on life and teach me to celebrate the little things? Yes. It also taught me more patience, determination, and most importantly, empathy. Those unexpected path changes also provided me with opportunities I wouldn't have dreamed of. Speaking to med students at the U of S, educating and advocating, and sparking an interest in furthering my education. Are the pages I had planned for my life what I thought they would be? Most of them, not even close. And so far, it's turned out to be the best part of my story. I'm forever grateful for those changed plans and bumps in the road because it's those moments and different paths that have made me into the person I am today. I'm not saying your plans won't turn out, but sometimes we end up on different roads before we reach the destination we originally mapped out. Be grateful for those unexpected detours. Use them as an opportunity to reflect on yourself, change your perspective, to persevere, and to keep learning and growing. Look at them as a chance to overcome something you once thought you couldn't. Use them to create your story. And as you do that, remember that mistakes and setbacks happen. They're inevitable, and that's okay. When you get a test back and you realize you made a mistake, whether it's a simple error or you completely missed the ballpark, you hopefully learn from it. Sure, there are mistakes we'd all like to go back and erase, but that's the beauty of it all. Those mistakes not only provide the opportunity for you to learn, but they help build character. Sometimes they make us work harder, make us look at things differently, and hopefully make us a better person. I'm reminded of a Nelson Mandela quote an old friend of mine often used. I never lose. I either win or learn. Don't look at what you think are errors or setbacks as a loss. Look at them as an opportunity gained, an opportunity to become better, to do better. Sometimes we can just flip the page, start again, and keep learning as we go. Sometimes we need to finish the page before we can move on. Either way, continue to move forward. The mistakes made, the friends lost or gained along the way, the hardships and the moments that have either left you in tears or jumping for joy. All of that change and growth encountered because of the messy parts, that's what really makes the story come together and makes it your own. It makes those monumental moments and accomplishments that much sweeter. Finally, while you all have different destinations or paths for your lives, remember that you are responsible for your choices in creating your own story. In math, while the work you do to get your answer can be different from how someone else arrived at theirs, you often still arrive at the same answer. Or sometimes, and these ones often drive the students crazy, sometimes there are those ambiguous cases where there can be more than one answer and more than one way to find the answer. It's like the Choose Your Own Adventure books. You have the ability to choose the story for your life. You don't have to restrict yourself to a certain number of lines or to a set storyline. You don't have to fill an entire page before moving on to the next one. You get to choose. Everyone is writing their own story. Don't compare yours to someone else's. We all take a different path. We all have different pages. Some will follow the lines, some will erase the lines and march to the beat of their own drum. And that's okay. That doesn't make one way better than the other. Don't limit your story because of other people's expectations. Don't let others define you or write yours for you. Be fearless in what you choose to do. Be proud of who you are and the choices you make. And most importantly, be kind to yourself and to others, as we're all working towards filling our pages the best we know how. When you look back at your life, I hope you will be proud of what you've done and who you have become. Remain true to yourself. You get one shot to fill in the pages of your story. Make it a good one. Thank you, grads, and congratulations on completing one of the many chapters in your life.
Thank you, Amanda.
We will now have a few words from our principal, Mr. Blaine Hilbig.
To the graduates of 2020. While this school year will forever be marked as the year of COVID and all the missed opportunities, we have many reasons to appreciate what we do have. For myself, I was able to slow down a bit and spend some quality time with family, which did not involve driving across the province at a hockey rink or a ball diamond. I also realized how much I appreciate the school filled with staff and students. While we are not perfect at KCS, it is a place I'm proud to be a part of. Finally, with a little hair growth, I realized how predictable I became, as many of you did not recognize me when I met you at your work, on the street, or wherever. Maybe a little change isn't a bad thing. All of you have had different experiences in school, and some have appreciated it more than others, and that's fine. However, I think you are all able to think of a few positive things KCS and the staff has provided you. Whether it be through extracurricular, staff supporting you in your learning, a friendly conversation, a second, third, or fourth chance, a school dance, a gym blast, the Christmas feast, or maybe it was a casual "how are you" in the hallway. There's something positive you can take away from your school experience. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think it's important to find something positive about every situation. It seems like human nature to put up barriers as to why we can't do things or constantly find negative with people or situations. I believe it is up to individuals to make people around you better and find ways to stay positive. We are not always put in the most admirable circumstance, and you may not be able to control every situation and its outcome, but you can control your attitude and how you deal with it. The people around you will appreciate it. With every principal send-off, I try to make it somewhat personal to the class. I do have 3.5+ years with most of you, but missing the last few months has added a little bit of a challenge. It's always nice to see students have matured through the years, and the way they leave grade 12 is often a pretty good measuring stick of how the next couple of years might look. Some of you are headed to post-secondary, some want to hit the workforce to save up or buy some time before the next adventure comes your way, and some aren't quite sure what the future holds, and that's okay too. The choices you make over the next few months will be important. However, you are not bound with those choices. They are experiences that help shape your future. When your choice leaves you in a tough position, learn who you are. Find out how to make it better, and then look back and be proud of how you handled it. Back to my thought of making it personal. This class caused us very little grief over the years, except for a few of these minor instances I managed to make note of. Number 1, my collection of vapes. They were not yours, you were just holding it for a friend. You can let your friends, I still have them. Number 2, at times staff seemed to be working harder for you to graduate than you were. Not sure if it was because they really wanted to see you go, or just knew you needed the support. Number 3, the number of students who wanted to work from home because they get more done. There's less distraction, the Wi-Fi is better. There are many different reasons. However, I had to be on you constantly because you were behind in your classes. Many of you don't realize that while I'm giving it to you about staying caught up, the reason I know is because the teachers are giving it to me that you're not caught up. Number 4, period 1 attendance does count. Even if you're only 10 minutes late, you are still late. I started to think many of you really enjoyed having lunch in the library with me. Number 5, You never really understood that 5 minutes between classes is not long enough to go to Tim's, even if you bring your teacher a coffee. Surprisingly enough, I was never offered a coffee. Maybe it would have saved you a few lunch hours in the library with me. While we can look back and smile at those realities, we weren't necessarily smiling at the time. We did get through it, and hopefully we all learned from it. Those may not have been the proudest moments, but this definitely did contribute to the school and to the culture of KCS. I managed to think of a couple positive experiences we had with this crew as well. Number one, the leadership I saw when we had school spirit days. Whether it be getting students singing, dancing, or participating in activities, they were a great crew and always got the job done. If you asked our shop teachers how much they appreciated our grade 12s, they would tell you about the leadership they saw and expected from them. They engaged other students in different opportunities and learned from one another. It was awesome to go down to see them working on school projects, or once in a while when they brought their own individual projects down. With our extracurricular programs, the grade 12s are a big reason for our teams doing an excellent job of competing. Overall, we have seen more success with our sports teams because of the desire of these students wanting to get better. To make sure we had teams in all sports, to find coaches, and making their teammates feel they were part of something special. This also carried over to the other clubs in the school. Number 4. Another thing that did stand out with this class is perseverance. They've experienced so many things as a group and have always found ways to get things done. They have quietly gone about their days at KCS without causing much harm. They've been accepting, flexible, and overall a great group to work with, and I appreciate that. Number 5, finally, this is the first year we did not have one grade 12 park in the staff parking lot. That means I did not have to hear one staff member say, "I know you have more important things to worry about, but so-and-so parked in my spot. Can you please get them to move?" That's awesome. I want you to understand that I appreciate you all as a group and as individuals. You have matured through the years, and while we didn't agree on everything, together you made it to your high school graduation. For most of you, you couldn't wait for this day to come, and for some of you, you didn't know whether this day would come at all. Look back at your high school experience and appreciate it. What comes next is up to you. Take pride, learn from your mistake, and make the best of every opportunity. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Ralph Marston, who was a pro football player from many years ago. Make it a habit to tell people thank you, to express your appreciation, sincerely and without expectation of anything in return. Truly appreciate those around you, and you'll soon find many others around you. Truly appreciate life, and you'll find that you have more of it. Take care of each other and enjoy what comes next.
Thank you, Blaine.
So, the class of 2020, that means most of you were born in 2002. Do you know what was happening in the world that year?
The most popular baby names were Emily, Madison, and Hannah, and Jacob, Michael, and Joshua.
The biggest films were The Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Attack of the Clones, and Spider-Man.
Rapunzel Barbie made her debut in the stores.
The song How You Remind Me by Nickelback was the #1 song of the year.
The second Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, was a huge box office hit.
Apple released its second-generation iPod, which held a then whopping 20 gigabytes of storage space.
American Idol debuted.
And finally, Sanyo became the first cell phone to have a built-in camera to be released in the US.
But most importantly, most of you were born, and the world was never the same again.
It gives us great pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Riker Olofsson.
Dear class of 2020, we've had a very unique senior year. Because of COVID-19, it has been much different than we expected. Grade 12 had a lot of memories made and first experiences had. But first, let's take a trip back. The year is 2007, and we enter kindergarten for the first time. This is the year that we make our first friends. Some lasted a short while, and others we still hold close to us to this day. This is also the year that we got our first crack at discovering our passions. In the fall, we may have had our skates tied for the first time and fell in love with figure skating or the game of hockey. We also may have found our passion for the arts, whether it be visual arts or continuing our time at the Premier Dance Studio. In the spring, we could be found with a smile on our face and a bat in our hand for the first time, or tying up our cleats, preparing for our very first soccer game. This was the year that started it all, and it was exciting. The year is now 2012. We enter our grade 5 classrooms, excited to see all our friends again after summer. This is also the year where we yet again gain many new and exciting privileges. We were now able to join school sports. The volleyball, basketball, and badminton seasons come and go, but become stuck in our hearts for years to come. As grade 5 students, we were also finally allowed to get into the spotlight, starting our involvement with the drama club or getting the opportunity to pick an instrument for the band. We also found our love for student leadership, starting our years with the SLC. It is now 2015. We enter our classrooms after summer, but something is different this year. We find ourselves starting our grade 8 year in the halls of Elizabeth School, merged with the students from Westbury. The rivalry between Westbury and Elizabeth School ended with us, as we all came together to make up the first grade 8 class of Elizabeth Middle School. We made new friends, competed alongside each other, and prepared to enter high school as one cohesive class. This is also the year where we could finally start learning the game of football, preparing to go to high school to dominate as Cobras. In the following year of 2016, we enter the halls of KCS for the first time as young and timid grade 9 students. We are on the home stretch. 4 more years, and we will be out into the real world. We looked forward to so much in high school, continuing to pursue our passions, making even more new friends, and inching closer and closer to our graduation ceremony are a few of many exciting things that come to mind. That takes us to second period of March 16th, 2020. The Saskatchewan government announces that all of the province's schools will be closed effective March 20th. We went from 3 months of school left to 4.5 days in the blink of an eye. We walk into school 4 more times, but something feels off. The school is close to empty, with mostly the grade 12s making up the much smaller crowds in the hallways of KCS. It feels like only hours before it becomes Friday, March 20th. We take in what could possibly be our last hours as high school students with mixed emotions. We made it, but it doesn't feel like it. Our final grades are in, but are they really? We face these doubts and uncertainties, but are eventually able to overcome them so that we can say goodbye and thank you to our favorite teachers one more time before we go, or smile at a classmate in the halls of KCS for the last time. Senior prank, our final sports seasons, our last production, and our last school dance are just a few of the things that we never got to experience. We worked almost 13 years, dreaming of the day we finally get to wear our grad dresses or grad suits in front of our friends and family in the West Central Event Center. We spent months sitting through those long classes, looking forward to the one day we get to skip to make memories with our class on senior skip day. We looked forward to competing together as a slow pitch team, and we're excited to put that practice to work when we undoubtedly would have beat the teachers in the seniors versus staff game. These things may seem small to some. They happen every year. How important could they be? But this is our year. For us, it won't happen every year. We won't be able to turn back the clock and make these memories, but we have been given the chance to remember our year differently. We will remember being the first class in Kindersley to have a graduation parade. We will reminisce of being the first to finish their final classes online. And we will definitely remember not having to study for any final exams. We have overcome a lot as a class. We have persevered threats in what was supposed to be normal school days. We have won games that nobody expected us to. we have worked together to pass classes that we all thought we would fail. This virus is just one more thing that we as a class and we as a society are overcoming. We may not have had the year we expected, but we have made the most of it. Despite being physically apart, we remain together. Some of us talk over house party, while others continue to help each other pass the last few months of our online classes. Although we didn't get a chance to write our last finals in the gym of KCS, or devise a plan to prank the teachers before we left, we made it. This is our year, and we are making the most of it. As for the rest of the world, they are lucky. They are lucky because the most resilient, resourceful, and impactful grad class is on its way. Some of us may be continuing our education in some way, while others may be joining the workforce. Some of us may be taking a gap year, letting the world wait in anticipation just a little bit longer before we inevitably join them. Regardless of what we are doing, I am confident that the world is in good hands, because we will be joining it very soon. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We made it.
Thank you, Riker.
Before we end the evening, our staff has compiled one last surprise for the grads. We had a lot of fun and laughs putting this bonus feature together for you, and we hope that you enjoy it too. We took the opportunity to take one last jab at you guys, so please sit back and enjoy what we are calling the Cobra footprint of the class of 2020.
Dexter leaves his Pittsburgh Penguins memorabilia to Kings fan Colton Fast to use as a floor rag.
Brooklyn L. leaves her love of flowers and gardening to Mrs. Coles.
Nike leaves her yellow Jeep to any staff member she chooses.
Cody leaves his football talents to Seth Cron, also a tall, lanky receiver, for the 2020 season.
Sydney and Paige leave their blankets that they brought to class daily to Myra, who is always cold, in the library.
Brant leaves his impressive facial hair to Mr. Halkyard.
Amy leaves her beautiful collection of scarves to Mrs. Friedrich.
Hudson leaves his quick wit and mischievous smile to Tyson Friesen.
Liam leaves his Freddie Mercury talents to Blake Sotner.
Kaylee leaves her cross-country skills to Mrs. Bame.
Callie leaves her skating skills to Miss Fast, who needs the help.
Tori also leaves her skating skills to Miss Fast because she really, really needs the help.
It's true. Jo leaves her awesome basketball skills to Jill Torrens.
Kaylin leaves his flowered shirts to Peter Ralph.
Miggy leaves his infectious laugh to whomever hears it. It's infectious.
Ronan leaves his karate-kicking piano playing to fellow pianist Charity Clausen.
Shaylin leaves her science notes and knowledge to her twin brothers Dylan and Cody.
Mason leaves his smooth diving tackles to Declan Smith.
Justin leaves his appreciation of wearing shorts, even in -40-degree weather, to Dylan Balanik.
Nick and Seth leave their cloning skills to the Jones twins.
Logan leaves his calm nature and impressive soccer skills to Sean Pallets.
Vienna leaves her artistic ability to Anna Bersotsky.
Chris leaves his comfy sweatpants to Josh Vilhauer.
Jace leaves his love of the Kardashians and the royal family to Mrs. Pinsman.
Brooklyn R. leaves her great taste in iced coffee to Mrs. Reichert.
Lauren leaves her acting skills to Ricky Furr.
Jessie H. leaves her hockey talent to Shelby Rubley, not that she needs the help.
Emily G. leaves her beautiful ginger locks to Mr. Ditson. No further explanation needed.
Cassandra leaves her love of the night more before Christmas to Mrs. Ross.
Caitlin leaves her dry sense of humor to Mr. Lukanen.
Curtis leaves his tardiness to Dustin Bernier, but that would be redundant.
Mitchell leaves his noon hour spot in the library to Jordan MacArthur.
Talani leaves the art of being a gentleman, his athleticism, and his swagger to Brody Gasmo.
Ty leaves his floorball silky mitts to his brother for Wellness 10.
Matt K. leaves his conversation skills and polite manner with staff to Evan Pelche to continue the tradition.
Abby leaves her quiet, calm demeanor to Brittany Gardner. Not that she needs it.
Brody leaves his appreciation of fast cars, such as his Corvette, to Miss Herman, because she needs to beat me to the morning staff meetings.
Caleb leaves the daily tradition of going to Tim Hortons for his morning ice cap to his brother Reese.
Isaiah leaves his passion for floorball to the graduating phys ed class of 2021.
Preston leaves his perfect thick hair to Mr. Butchko.
Kaylee B. leaves her contrabass clarinet Clora to Serena Matthewson.
Maddie leaves her quick wit to Gracie Georgette, her hockey colleague.
Dayton leaves his apprentice plumbing skills to Greg Schmaus.
Riker leaves his sarcastic charm to Mrs. Barrows, not that she needs it.
Courtney leaves her quick smile and hard work ethic in phys ed to Tegan Elliott, who is equally as awesome.
Louise leaves her cell phone to, just kidding, as if.
Jensen leaves her coffee addiction to Chelsea Martin.
Carson leaves his height to Miss Pollard so she can reach her top bookshelf.
Merrick leaves his mad typing skills to Mrs. Padberg. She's been bitter since career fair.
Corey leaves the cool wheels, her Suzuki Swift, to Mrs. Johnson, who loves it for her rally car.
Matt V. If we could ever get him to talk, maybe we'd know.
Bea leaves her mad math skills to Mrs. Van Thyn.
Nico is still trying to figure out who to leave his procrastination skills to. He'll get back to us on that.
Precious leaves her beautiful singing voice to future TNT participants.
Jessie K. leaves the Uno game to Mr. Hilbig because he needs the practice more than Jessie does.
Emily S. leaves her awesome good morning smile to all at KCS.
Sean leaves his gritty determination in football to Aiden Wake.
Aspen leaves her point shoes to Jillian Rathwell.
And Jet leaves his mullet and love of the Winnipeg Jets to Mr. Wurschuk.
And that concludes our program. We would like to extend a few thank yous to some important people and groups that helped make tonight happen.
Thank you to Bev McDougall and the Kindersley Skating Club for the use of their curtains.
A big thank you to Greg Paulus for the many, many hours he spent working on the grad website. This will be a wonderful memento for our grads and their families.
And once again, we would like to thank Ms. Marchant, Mrs. Van Thyn, Mr. Hilbig, and Mrs. Friedrich for all the time you spent brainstorming and planning to create a grad day that was memorable and special for our students. Congratulations to our graduates. You are an amazing group of young people, and we will miss your presence in the hallways next year.
We wish each of you much health, happiness, and success in your futures. Thank you to the parents for raising such fine young men and women.
Thank you to everyone for being here tonight to celebrate the class of 2020. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your evening.